Hello, ECF. Today we are doing the second ever podcast. Let me introduce these two for you guys. So, first of all, we have the current tag team champion and the current United States champion, one of the top rising stars in ECF, and some of his former gimmicks are Below Zero and Kyle Mayhem. You can introduce yourself for you.
Hello, I am Drew.
Okay. Next, we have another guy who will hopefully give himself a better introduction than the pathetic thing that Drew just did. Um, One of the top stars in the Fed, the first ever EXT champion, and probably just one of those guys that you could trust to be in a main event. You can introduce yourself.
Hello guys, my name is xVillainIV. You know, I do a lot of gimmicks, mostly Balor and Jericho.
All right. So first, I have a question for you, Mr. Delton. What do you see your gimmick based off of the most in like a WWE Fed? Like, I know it's a custom, but like, is there any WWE wrestler you can compare yourself to the most? And can you explain why?
I see myself as like kind of like Randy Orton. Like he has a nice side to him, but he also has that very aggressive side.
All right.
Personally, I'm like Randy Orton.
Mhm. And then I'll just ask the same for you, Villain. Oh wait, your Balor. Never mind, I can't ask that. So what makes you different from most of the
Yeah,
Balor gimmicks, and what do you see yourself? What about you do you see changing in ECF, like a quality in you, or how you're gonna be taking it now?
well, okay, what what makes me different from other Balors is mostly, see, most Balor gimmicks I've seen, they're like either really bad at being a heel or really bad at being a face, and
That's
I'm doing a tweener Balor, which means I'm probably gonna be a lot more on the either I'm bad or good side.
all right.
Also, if I'm taking an approach to something now, and which I took a bad approach to ECF before, I dipped my hand into the water. I did good as Balor, but when I was just Jericho, I don't know why. I turned more toxic, and I'm not gonna have that approach anymore.
Okay. Drew, how would you rate yourself in the Fed? Personally, I believe that you're one of the tops, and so do many of the rosters. But I would like to see how you feel about your position in the Fed and your dominance.
I mean, when I started, I thought I thought of myself as high on the roster, but lately I've been losing a lot, and it's been making me feel like I'm not as good as most of the people. So if I had to rate myself, I'd say a 7 right now.
Damn, that was actually really sad. Okay. Um, what do you see? How do you feel on your U.S. title match, and what are you going to do to be able to accomplish the win?
I mean, I'm just gonna do what everyone else has to do: train to win.
Mm-hmm.
Flumi's
Um,
a Flumi's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
I
Plumi's
feel
not
like
to be underlooked. I remember his match against Chosen. Everyone thought that Chosen was gonna win, and then look what happened.
May I say something?
Yes, you can.
I know Plui's not to be messed with because here's an some if you are a OG of ACF, you'll know Battle Club pretty much, and he was in Battle Club, though he only made one appearance, but.
Yeah, but Plumi, everyone thought Plumi was losing to Chosen. Look what happened. Plumi 5-0 Chosen. You know, like
so yeah,
it's pretty self-explanatory. You know. Um,
yeah. Like I was saying, like he's not to be messed with. But if I believe I train up until that day, I should be able to have a good match against him.
all right. Villain, what do you want to see change in ECF, and how will you be a role in changing it?
What do I want to see change? If I'm being honest, to be completely honest, it's the roster. That's the only thing I want to see change.
In terms of
I
how they behave, or in terms of their skill
Yes,
level?
behave. Like the skill level was pretty good. I like it, and they're really trying their best to get better, and I love that. It's just people like, well, I don't mean to. Okay, I don't really want to call it names, but I'm gonna have to most likely in order for it to change. Is that fine?
Mhm.
We have people like JP Havoc in the whole roster who are just generally toxic at times, and
Mhm.
I get that his gimmick. I get that's his gimmick, and then he's a Havoc gimmick. But even then, after most people have seen, even out of the ring, he is still toxic to an extent.
Mhm.
which I think is a bit too far. And the way I'm probably gonna change that is probably just hopefully telling them to shut the fuck up. I don't know. Wait, I'm still thinking about change. See, I'm still thinking about it. You know.
Hmm. Drew, what are your thoughts on the current title you have, and is there anything you do to make it better and more prestigious?
I think the title is fine as it is. It looks nice. It's a high title. It's like not as big as the actual championship or the world heavyweight championship, but it's a good title.
Okay.
So I think it's fine where it is.
All right. And is there anything you'd like to do, like with that title specifically, to make it more prestigious or anything, or are you just completely like, it is what it is. I'm that champion. I'll be the best champion I can be.
That's basically you put words right into my mouth.
All right. Um, Villain. So here's something that you've been asking me a lot lately: finisher animations. Which specific ones would you like to see added into ECF?
Oh, if I'm being honest,
Oh yeah.
um, all of them, man. It'd be nice to have some finish animations to have,
I'm actually curious. What are the finishers that you two would use? I know, oh, like I know you're a Balor gimmick, villain, but like, would you do anything different, like a unique thing for a Balor gimmick, something different? You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, probably, if I could, I probably, if you could add this, a 1916, but also, like, after that, I go into a coup de grace.
All right, and then Drew.
I mean, I don't really see any finishes I need, but like
RKO.
a good PvP.
Okay. I could
I'm
see
not.
Drew
I'm not
like
that.
doing. I could see Drew doing like a freaking pedigree or like a glorious DDT, to be honest, variation. But
Call it the hot step.
that's actually not too bad. But and then like no, he like throws down his glasses, crushes them, and then pedigrees someone into the mat.
Nice.
Um, Drew, what are your most memorable title wins or your favorite matches? And it does not have to be ECF. It can be any Fed. So it's probably gonna be
Got it.
something in Rev.
Actually, I think it would be like my first ever win at HRW.
All right, what match
But
was that?
it was me and Geo Rude versus Tyler. I forgot his last name. Tyler something and Eddie Dollar,
All right.
and
Um,
we beat them 2-0.
Oh god.
and what was your gimmick? What gimmick were you using?
I was Drew Dalton.
All right. Um,
Oh wait, is this? Am I getting
when
the same
was this? Was
question?
this more? Sure. Actually, why not?
Well, I'm gonna let Drew finish. So,
I think this was like a couple weeks ago.
Okay. And how
Usually it
about
was in like a
title? Sorry. How about
title
title win?
wise. I
Yeah.
say I think it'd be at WEW. It was a like 400 member fed. That was
Yeah.
pretty
I
good.
know WW. All
I
right.
beat someone, beat them 5-0, and held the title for like a few weeks.
Okay. Velen, this is a question we're
mhm.
all wondering. What title, man?
EXE, man.
What title are you going for? Which one?
Oh, what title am I going for? It's like
Yeah.
what title is my favorite title win?
No, I'm saying what title are you going
What
for?
title? Well, I mean, I kind of want to go for the IC or the World Championship because I feel like I can beat. I feel like I can dethrone JP. No.
All right. Is that all?
I
Nothing
mean,
else.
I guess we'll just see what happens.
All right. Drew, what do you see? What do you want to change like about yourself the most?
I mean, recently I've been losing like the feel of Drew Dalton. I'm not feeling the gimmick anymore. Like, it's a good gimmick, but like
You want to
there's
change your
other
gimmick
gimmicks.
again for the 50th time?
Yeah, I know I change gimmicks a lot because I get bored of my gimmicks very fast. But this was a good one of my
Okay,
favorite
but
gimmicks.
I'm taking worst of me just saying. I'm taking that theme. I'm joking.
Mm.
Yeah, it'll cost you if I get rid of it.
What?
It'll cost you if I get rid of it.
No, it's fine. Um, and then what like Drew, if you ever lose the US title, do you think you're just gonna go right back for that title, or do you think you're gonna be going for like a bigger title or something different to like give yourself more variety of like a title, like a variety of title wins. Sorry.
I mean, if I am to lose the United States title, I've always wanted to fight a big superstar like Justice. So I'd probably try to go for Justice.
Oh, okay. Um, that's understandable. It would probably be a good match to be honest. That's just my opinion. Um,
I'd certainly do better than Eliza did.
yeah, definitely. Um, if the thing is with Justice, you gotta focus because Justice told me like at the Fed, hey, like he said he doesn't expect much, and that's actually gonna be beneficial because he won't try as hard. So like that first fall, you might just end up greening him, or the next two, we don't know. But yeah, that's always a good choice. So that's pretty much every question we have. This podcast was really short. Do you guys have any
Uh,
questions for me to make this?
yeah, yeah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What are your like, honest opinions on APK and in Michael Saban?
Goat.
Actual opinions.
Think they have potential, but they just have not. Their confidence is at a point where they never expect to win, and because of that, it kind of gets in the middle of their matches. I think that they have potential. Michael's pretty okay. APK is. I'm giving APK training for free. Um,
Yeah, APK has gotten better
yeah,
from
he's gotten
EC,
better.
but
He carried. Me and him did a tag match against Eli and Michael. It was me and ABK versus no, it was me and ABK versus Eli in Vegas, and me and ABK won 2-0. Even though I kind of was the only one in the match the entire time, so it was basically a handicap, but that don't matter. No, it wasn't Vegas. It was Dakota. And to be honest, Dakota carried Eli that fall. APK was actually able to score falls on Eli, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, I know you guys aren't saying anything because it's kind of like what, how, but yeah, he's been
uh,
improving.
I'm gonna answer the question you gave Drew with the whole your favorite match. If I'm being honest, my favorite match has to have been ECF Crown Jewel as my Jericho,
Mhm.
because that obviously that was my first. It was the first title win I won in ECF.
Mhm.
Plus, I was the first ever EXT champion.
Yeah.
And just like, here's the thing, I walked into that. I walked into the whole pay per view as the demon, just getting ready for that one match. And
Mhm.
then all of a sudden, I'm teleported backstage and told I'm supposed to go out there.
Mhm. Yeah, that
It
was
was
pretty.
like what?
Yeah, you weren't expecting that. Um, Let me think. What else? Oh, sorry, I'm tired.
Oh, good man.
Drew, please tell me you have a question for me.
I do.
Okay, good.
Okay. So what do you think of me and Noah versus the Fashion Files?
It's gonna be. There's a thing with the fashion files, man. Like, even though like sometimes they kind of choke with like non-APRW cleans, they're still like we've gone like me and some of the members have gone to GOE a couple times just to get them a bit used to that. Um, but I think it's gonna be a good match. I don't know who's gonna win.
Here's a bit of like just a fun fact. Around EXT time, I was so when had his first match. Me and him was supposed to be doing in a circle,
And
and
next thing you know, he's fighting you for
it's
his title.
yeah, exactly. It's like what?
Yeah, GP was. I don't know. He said it was for story. So, um,
I don't know, man.
yeah.
I don't know about
Every
Noah.
every honestly, everything in EXT just changes like a snap of the finger.
Yeah, no offense to Noah, he might see this. Drew, I feel like just because Noah hasn't been on recently, you're gonna be like the prime aspect in the Downton's winning if they do.
Oh, by the way, Fashion Files, if you're watching this, hello.
Oh, fanboys allowed.
I don't know,
um.
man. I'm just trying to have some fun here.
Anyways, what else is there? This is probably the most boring. This was kind of a
Yeah.
point, yeah. But
Well, yeah, we don't have that
Yeah.
many good questions. That's the
yeah. To be
problem.
honest, I didn't have like time,
What
and
a
you guys
what
wanted
a
it to
shame.
happen really quickly, so I was just like, but it's okay.
I can understand that.
Won't
I
blame
mean,
anyone but myself.
it's gonna be very interesting to see, like when I come back, because I do want to see what everyone else is doing.
Mhm.
And yes, everyone who knows, I am coming back.
Yeah.
Just be a
Drew.
bit longer, just a bit longer.
Drew, I want your honest opinion on Villain,
God.
and we won't be offended
Yeah, I won't be offended. Promise.
after what he did.
Villain? You mean like skill wise or like
No, like
him?
Just in
no,
general.
him
Just
wise.
on.
After everything that's happened, like, how do you feel? You don't want to
I don't really know how to
reply,
answer.
man.
I don't really know how to answer that.
It's just kind of like it's kind of
It's
like
just
you won't
it's
know
pretty
until
much.
like you see what changes.
Mm,
Sorry. It's kind of like Drew,
Um,
like you can't really tell yet until like you've seen how stuff like changes.
pretty much yes.
All right. Um, well, I
pretty
guess
much.
fill in that you have a lot of stuff that you're gonna need
Change.
to
Yeah.
prove. Yeah. Um,
Uh, honestly, if I can just, if my honest opinion on the man that Drew Dalton is, I think he's an interesting person. He's one of my friends. I can call
oh,
him that
sorry.
confidently.
Oh, nice. I'm about to get copyright for playing worse than me on accident.
Nice. How do you even do that?
I was looking at a YouTube comment for Aaron Davidson because he said that no one would call him a Jackson Michaels copy, but look what happened. He got called a Jackson Michaels copy. I'm only blaming that on him. Honestly, blaming that on him.
It's honestly fun because I have died trying on the background of my Spotify. So
Uh-huh. Um, anything else, guys? Or can we wrap this up?
yes,
I think I'm done.
actually, yeah. One more thing. I am not
Villain's
doing
carrying
Balor.
this.
Or,
Okay.
I'm not doing Balor or Jericho anymore.
Okay.
Can't.
I
I guess
Um,
that's it.
Well, I appreciate people who watch this. I know probably some people only watched it for 2 minutes and then completely stopped, but it was fun.
I don't blame me. It was a boring
Give
one, to be
these
honest.
guys, and when you see this, give them a good C spam in the YouTube comments. Um, as both of them, one of them works really hard, and then another one we can't tell yet. But we will try and see how people change, and we'll try and make the shows as entertaining as you can. Stick around for Doomsday, guys. We will talk to you later. Hello, ECF.